talk about the actual issue that took place with teachers in Belleville High School.
So basically, for those of you who haven't seen it, this is news that has been published in NJ.com and the New York Post. On January 31st, it was a dress-down day at Belleville High School. And some of the teachers, specifically male teachers from the history department at Belleville High School, not all of them, from what teachers and parents have communicated, participated in this, but it was like this collective, coordinated effort by some of the male teachers.
They knew what they were doing.
Exactly. From the history department at Belleville High School, decided to, show up with, Gulf of America t-shirts, right? And we all know what that means, both sides, whether you are Republican or Democrat, whatever your political persuasion, if you're honest, we know what that means. And the thing that, strikes a chord there is the white supremacy behind it, because that's what it comes down to. And that's what white supremacy does. And it's a white supremacist flex. And historically, that's what we see. When white supremacists want to come in and take over something, place, people or things, they have to rename it. And that's really what it comes down to. Yeah. It's about, taking this body of water and saying, no, this is the Gulf of America. This is not the Gulf of Mexico. But at the same time, it's not just this one thing, but it's everything else that's connected to it. Not only is that happening, but then we have this executive order that Trump, issued regarding immigration and really just supercharging ICE, and we've all seen the news about that, and there's just such an insensitivity and a dehumanization that has taken place when it comes to specifically Latino immigrants. And when you look at all of those things and you consider all of that and you see how it affects people, it's a problem. And the biggest issue is how it affected the students in the school, and that there were students who've actually sent emails to some of their teachers expressing that they're either afraid to come to school. They don't feel that even school is a safe space. And how can you, when you have, a so-called president in the White House, basically saying that these ICE agents can show up at schools and churches. There's a sacredness there that's just being completely disrespected. It's just inhumane. You have these teachers who have been entrusted with these lives to educate them, to take care of them, to look out for them, to let them know, hey, regardless of what's taking place, you can count on us. We will support you. And you can have your political persuasions or your opinions, but for you to show up to your job in a space where you have such a huge population of students that, are Latino and have already expressed to their teachers, and some of the administration is aware of the sentiments and the fears that they have. You don't do something like that. It's irresponsible. It's reckless. It's a lack of empathy. And it's just flat out stupid for you to be a teacher. And you're a history teacher. It's like,
history teachers.
How are you a history teacher and you show up to school, and right, what the history is, right? When you want to erase a people, you want to minimize them, you want to try to dehumanize them. I mean, Trump's entire campaign really focused on dehumanizing and criminalizing
it's trauma.
Immigrants, right?
It's trauma. And I don't think, and that's what's happening in the community, that no one is asking the question and thinking, well, what is it going to do to the students?
Exactly.
Who are feeling. And what we teach our kids, and I'm pretty sure every other parent, is when you find out your child's being bullied, they teach you in school to report them for bullying, right?
Exactly.
So here we have teachers, history teachers, trying to intimidate and bully Latino students.